I love time-lapse, and I think most people love time-lapse. They see it, and it's like it helps you transcend time and space. It allows you to see maybe a cityscape that you've seen 100 times. It lets you see it new again. Around rush hour, like when the traffic has all these different waves and patterns, the way the light reflects off of buildings as the sun wraps around it, a moonrise, there's all these different elements about nature and people that when you just speed it up, something magical happens. It's hard. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of prep, but that fire, that churn, that tackling the unknown and going out into the city or the wilderness and trying to come away with that nectar, that perfect day to night, that starry sky. There's nothing like that. Much as I do love Fort Worth and Dallas, I love to travel a lot. When you're out exploring a brand new place you've never been, you get a fire lit under you. You want to wake up early, you want to stay up late, you barely care about sleep, and that's exciting. It's developed kind of a niche community. It takes a special kind of crazy person to want to run out on the street or out in the middle of nowhere, set up a camera and just sit there for 15 hours and then hopefully get something. Other time-lapsers, whenever we got together, we're like, oh my gosh, we can just sit in this one place and nobody's complaining. No one's trying to go get food. We know the score. We're trying to capture the world in such a unique and interesting way. And as much as we love it, we love others who see it that way too. One fun thing I really like to play around with is cinemagraphs, and that is where you layer photos over top of time-lapse. I'll take an image of somebody and then I'll set it up so the background will have change, and I layer those together, and I think that that is a whole lot of fun. It explores the relationship between still life and time-lapse in a way that I think accentuates both. So much more dynamic and interesting than just a portrait or just a time-lapse. Motion control is the art of moving the camera with a robot. Robots can do a lot of really interesting, repeatable work. I can set up my motion control system and I can say, I want to go left to right on the track, and I can do tilting and panning. I can have lens control so I can change the focus, and then I can do that in real time. I can do it in time-lapse where it takes a picture and moves. And then I can also do it in reverse, I can do it in slow motion, and just composite those all into a single frame. It gives you full control over time and space. Sometimes I'll shoot a time-lapse, and then I'll shoot the same one backwards, and then I'll shoot the same one later in the day, and I'll have different sections from different times and different time-lapse all layered for fun. There's so much you can do when you have this robotic control. Sometimes when I go out and shoot a project, I'll shoot 2 terabytes of footage, and I will take all of it and all the stills, the 50, 60,000 stills, and process it into time-lapse, throw it in a timeline, trim it out, figure out what the best representations of each of those ideas are, slam them together, and I've got 60 seconds of footage out of all that. A week of shooting, all the time, but that's where the magic is. It can't just sit on a hard drive and be magic. I'm not gonna have somebody over and say, here, watch the 10 hours of time-lapse that I've shot. It's in the edit. It's in the distillation. It's in that exhibition. Sometimes after I post something, like I'll work on it over and over and watch it over and over and over, and I'll put it on Instagram. And it fundamentally changes the nature of it. Something about the exhibition changes the nature of it. That's why I edit as long and as hard as I do. It's because I know if there's one little section that's off, if there's one imperfection over here, if the timing is off on one part of this video, I'm going to be watching it over and over and over again, and I can't live with that mistake. So much about art is exhibition and feedback. It's not all 100 is lit, fam. It's like, there's so much about art has to have a critical element to it to improve and to get better. That's where the art happens, I think, is in that conversation.